As part of its thematic objectives, the Interact 2Seas program focused on adaptation to climate change. Adapting to climate change means taking action to adjust to its present and future impacts. More specifically, the program aimed to develop the area's adaptation capacity for sea level rise, flooding, accelerated coastal erosion, and increased occurrence of heavy rainfall and severe droughts. This is an important challenge as the 2Seas area's maritime location makes it very vulnerable to its effects. For the regions of the program located inland, action is also needed to deal with the risks and consequences of climate change. In order to achieve this, the 2Seas program concentrated on cross-border cooperation actions linked to developing strategies and preparing actions. They involved local and regional authorities, environmental agencies, universities, research centers, and local communities. This last category of stakeholders was crucial to raise awareness on the potential consequences of climate change and to gain public citizen support. Next to raising awareness, the program enabled stakeholders in the area to develop a collective approach and to improve the coherence and coordination between adaptation strategies and actions. To that end, a total of 134 public and private organizations participated in 12 projects and received 43 million euros of the European Regional Development Fund. So, how does this look in practice? The 12 projects have developed a large number of infrastructure investments as well as a variety of strategies and action plans. Of those 12 projects, 4 had a city-based approach, 5 were ecosystem-based, and 3 had a mixed approach. City-based adaptation strengthens cities with infrastructure and planning, while ecosystem-based adaptation uses natural processes and biodiversity. Another way of looking at the projects is a division based on the adaptation challenges they tackled. For the first challenge on sea level rise, Polar 2Seas developed a 4-kilometer living lab at an operational levee, where innovative techniques and processes were tested. A series of field experiments such as overflow tests have been performed and multiple emergency response exercises were conducted. Innovative repair measures have also been tested. These insights were very beneficial for climate adaptation and have already resulted in scientific articles and other policy proposals. The second challenge on flooding is closely linked to the third challenge on the increased occurrence of heavy rainfall and severe droughts. This was the main focus of the NS-City2S project. Next to an innovative business model, this project worked on 7 green infrastructure investments over the course of the project, which included the addition of thousands of trees, permeable surfaces, and nearly 50,000 cubic meters of rainwater buffering capacity within the participating cities. Another project that worked on the retention and infiltration of rainwater in our landscapes is ProWater. Through ecosystem-based adaptation, the project created wetlands and installed various infiltration zones. In time of flood risk, they help lower the high water peaks. In time of drought, the water stored in the landscape can be released back to the environment. Finally, for the fourth challenge on accelerated coastal erosion, the Endure project delivered 3 pilots which tested a strategic approach to managing visitor pressures and the impact of new technologies, including sand nets and mussel posts. The development of dunes as a nature-based solution will lead to sustainable land use and management of the coastal dunes. The projects also produced a variety of strategies and action plans to ensure lasting results and to encourage others to take action as well. Ultimately, the project's efforts produced a wide variety of results. Here are some striking examples of increased adaptation to climate change, showcasing the actual effects on the ground following project implementation. The 16 pilots of cool towns demonstrated a broad range of heat stress reduction measures in various conditions in cities across the 2Seas area. For instance, adding green infrastructure, trees, and green roofs. This improved the heat resilience of 40,000 square meters in total. That is more than 8 football fields. Sponge 2020 has realized over 42,000 cubic meters of additional storage capacity for water through its 7 pilots. That is more than 16 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Additional water storage capacity mitigates flooding, and so it is protecting communities and the environment. The SARC project protected more than 6 kilometers of coastline with increased climate resilience to coastal flooding, thanks to the deployment of 7 nature-based investment pilots, such as the artificial dunes or green spaces. One of their nature-based solutions in a coastal town also improved the quality of the public space, which was very well received by the local residents on top of proving beneficial for the coastal protection. Local authorities were inspired by this pilot and decided to duplicate it along the whole city coastline with their own budget, thereby winning the Blue Innovation Award. Such project achievements have a great ripple effect. When stakeholders see the positive impact of European pilot projects, they are encouraged to implement similar investments or policies. In conclusion, Interreg 2Seas is proud that the recently completed projects will significantly benefit the involved regions with investments on spatial planning and coastal zone management, safeguarding biodiversity, and with the initiatives protecting infrastructure and the built environment against natural hazards. The increased awareness of climate change along with cross-border cooperation and knowledge sharing has enhanced our resilience and adaptation capacity for the future. Interested in finding out what those projects have achieved, or interested in creating synergies with 2Seas projects, then access the project outputs on our website.